Jiraiya, Kakashi, Iruka Sensei, and Killer Bee. Who was Naruto's best sensei? So what we're about to do in this video is we're gonna go through the comment section to see the case for Naruto's different senseis. We're gonna see what people think. Then we're gonna go over some of the information that tells us who taught Naruto what, and we're gonna determine ourselves who we think is Naruto's best sensei. So let's get right into it. The first comment reads right here is, what did Kakashi really teach him? Now, granted, I know Kakashi spent a lot of his time on Sasuke, but I think the comment is kind of disrespectful to Kakashi in some ways, right? So let's go into what people are saying in regards to it, right? So first, this person here says, teamwork, dude, and never abandoning your comrades, the whole point of the bell. So yes, that is the first lesson that Naruto got as a genin, was the bell test, and that, you know, those who abandon their comrades are even worse than scum. That's more of a life lesson. I guess it's not like a ninja skill, which is why people would probably be like, oh, what did Kakashi teach him? Because he just taught him a life lesson. But a life lesson is still important because it helps determine who Naruto becomes as a character and shapes him to be, right? Now, this person says wind style, Rasen Shuriken. And I definitely agree with this. Kakashi did teach him the Rasen Shuriken. But there's a specific person in this comment section that addressed the people saying Rasen Shuriken right here, and I want to talk about what this guy says. He says, people saying Rasen Shuriken. True, he helped, but that training wouldn't be possible without Yamato. Yamato made that training possible in Naruto to develop further, right? I'm gonna read all these replies and I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. Yamato was there because overusing shadow clones would cause Kurama to leak out. Yamato was the oyster, one cable of stealing the fox. Yeah, so the training wouldn't work without Yamato because this training was extreme and only possible for Naruto, but Yamato was 100% needed for it. Also, don't forget the waterfall Yamato set up and made it bigger. Next person also says to him, this is a different person, Yamato helped him, but Kakashi is the one who taught Naruto the fundamental. He also taught Naruto about how Naruto can access what happened to the shadow clone to access information. If you mean detailing what to do for the training, then yes, but the fundamentals to be ready for the training and being able to be at the stage to create a new jutsu, then no. Fair enough, but still Kakashi is the most contributed because he's not only taught him one thing. Yamato only helped him to control Kurama, that's it. Saying that's it, like the training would have worked without him. Only reason Naruto was able to cheat his way through the training was simply because Yamato was there. Also, Sasuke played a big role. Now, here's what I want to say to this. I do agree that yes, obviously, Naruto would not have learned this jutsu without Yamato. That's a fact. We understand that he's here to control the fox, and it's not just a that's it moment. But at the same time is what I think this guy is missing is that nobody's saying, dang, I got a cough and everything. Nobody is saying that Yamato didn't do anything. What they're saying is Kakashi is the one that taught him, which is true. Yamato controlled Naruto and he created the scenario and situation in which Naruto could cheat and do all these shadow clones and everything else to control the Nine Tails, right? But Yamato didn't teach him anything. He controlled him. Who taught the lesson? If you had to go there and who Naruto was going to for guidance on learning the Rasen Shuriken, it was Kakashi helping him with the change in chakra natures. If you ask what Yamato told him, Yamato didn't teach him anything. Yamato contained him. Yamato helped make sure that he can maintain, you know, control and everything like that. But he didn't teach him. Kakashi taught him. A teacher is not somebody that does something for you, like contains you or nothing like that. A teacher is the person that gives you the information to figure out what you need to do. That's it. And that's what Kakashi was in that situation. So yes, while Yamato is to be credited, we're only talking about the teachers here. And Yamato was not a teacher. Yamato was somebody that was necessary to allow Naruto to contain the Nine-Tailed Fox, but he did not teach Naruto anything in regards to the Rasen Shuriken. That was 100% Kakashi, and it kind of feels like this guy is trying to take away Kakashi's like teacher status, because that was the teacher. That was the question. We're talking about teachers. That's who taught him. So yeah, I just wanted to address that, right? So yeah, moving on with the rest of Kakashi, is basically everybody saying Rasen Shuriken and the upgraded shadow clone and just laughing about it, but acting like Kakashi did nothing for Naruto is actually crazy, right? Now we're gonna move on. This next person says probably Killer Bee. Naruto had this ultimate power sealed within him all that time, and yet the only person who actually taught him how to control it was Killer Bee. So I'm glad the person left this comment, right? And this next person right under said, obviously Killer Bee, without him, Naruto would have never befriended Kurama, right? I'm glad both of them commented, because to be honest, when I first saw this image, I was like, what the hell did Killer Bee teach Naruto? Like, I was like, or I'm not teach him. I was like, when was he his sensei? But I guess if you want to consider his time teaching him about befriending Kurama and everything like that is like part of being the sensei, then yeah, okay, Killer Bee's the sensei, right? So that's like a very important part to bring up. So yes, Killer Bee did teach Naruto something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if he taught him anything else past that, but that is what we remember Killer Bee for. Obviously, a tried and true answer here. Pervy Sage ain't even close, dog, and I love Kakashi. We're gonna get into the whole what Jiraiya taught Naruto, because there's a whole section that tells us everything that everybody taught. But what I can't help but realize while I'm scrolling here is we don't have a lot of people mentioning Iruka. And like, I mean, I guess for good reason, right? Iruka really taught Naruto while he was at the academy. So like, I don't know, he taught him the basics, reading, writing, ABCs, like throwing a kick, throwing a punch, stuff like that, I guess. But you know, Iruka doesn't have too many moments teaching Naruto, especially not moments that we see during the series, especially not during Shippuden. But let's get into this article, right? Because when I was going through it, I saw this article that said every teacher Naruto Uzumaki had and what they taught him. And it had Killer Bee, Kakashi, and Jiraiya. And obviously, as the people have also excluded Iruka, Iruka's also excluded in this image. So right now it seems like Iruka is coming in 4th place. But this article tells you what everybody taught him, right? Now, Iruka is right here, even though he's not put in the image. Iruka is Naruto's instructor at the Konoha Academy. Iruka would have taught the youngster the basic points in knife throwing, taijutsu, and transformation, although much of this instruction takes place off screen before the story begins. And that's what I was saying. A lot of people are not going to give Iruka credit because most of the stuff that he did for Naruto happened before, you know, we even saw Naruto ourselves. It happened before the story began. But if you want to credit Iruka for like teaching Naruto the basics, you know, we could go with that. Teaching the basics is important. I'm not going to try to like make the basics seems like they're not important, because they are important, because that's another point that I'm going to make with Jiraiya later on. So we will give Iruka his points for teaching Naruto the basics of becoming a ninja. Now, in regards to Kakashi, after Naruto graduates, Kakashi becomes his new sensei and the leader of Team 7. Kakashi's biggest lesson in the importance of teamwork, but he also imparts knowledge of strategy and battle sense throughout his time with Naruto. Initially, Kakashi doesn't directly pass down any techniques to his exuberant blonde hair underling. These he saves for Sasuke, but the Jonin does instruct Naruto in transformation later in the series, and nature transformation later in the series. So yeah, that's what the first person was saying, that he taught Naruto about teamwork and then, you know, the importance of teamwork, but then he taught him the nature transformation is the Rasen Shuriken training later on in the series. So that's all we got for Kakashi, right? So Iruka has the basics, Kakashi has teamwork and Rasen Shuriken. Now, they have other people here, but I'm just focusing on the main guys within this video. We're actually gonna look over Killer Bee first before we get to Jiraiya, because Jiraiya taught Naruto a lot, right? So Killer Bee, eventually Naruto decided to stop running from the non-tailed fox and harness the power inside of him. To do this, he enlisted the help of Killer Bee, a fellow Jinchuriki who lived in relative harmony with his tailed beast. While Bee and the Eight Tails were the best of friends, however, the Cloud Ninja simply taught Naruto how to draw on the Nine Tails energy, and Naruto soon developed the powerful Nine Tails chakra mode after weaving her chakra into the Nine Tails seal before death. Naruto's mother, Kushina, was able to help her son attain this new form. So, as we just discussed, right, Killer Bee taught Naruto how to do the whole Nine Tails thing. I don't think we need to like stay on that too long, because I already talked about it. But now let's talk about what they said about Jiraiya, and we haven't gone over Jiraiya much yet, right? So, if Naruto has only one definitive master, Jiraiya is undoubtedly that man. Known to his friends as the Pervy Sage, Jiraiya is actually Naruto's godfather, and the pair spend several years together during Naruto's time skip. Jiraiya bestows Naruto with his eventual signature attack, the Rasengan, and also sets him up with the Toad summoning. Jiraiya is the first to try and teach Naruto to control his Nine Tails power, and he partially succeeds in this ambitious mission. Now, one thing that I want to say, off rip, Jiraiya taught Naruto the Rasengan. You know how important this is, being that this is the primary move that Naruto spams 24/7. If there is any move that is the most important to Naruto, it is the Rasengan. But not only that, I completely forgot that Jiraiya actually taught him the summoning jutsu with the toad summoning, right? So before I made this video, I didn't realize that until I saw this article. And then on top of that, something that I don't see is here, because I guess it happened after Jiraiya passes away. But Jiraiya, I would attribute Naruto learning Sage Mode to Jiraiya. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember everything perfectly, but I don't think, like, having not known Jiraiya and having, like, if Jiraiya hadn't sent the frogs out to, like, be with Naruto and to help Naruto and things like that, I didn't think that Naruto was ever going to learn Sage Jutsu. I would think, yes, that happened when Jiraiya passed away, and technically Jiraiya wasn't there for those lessons, but Jiraiya was the driving force for Naruto even getting the opportunity to learn Sage Mode. And if that is the case, I would also credit Jiraiya with Sage Mode. Now, let's talk about the main question to this video. Who is Naruto's best sensei, right? Now, the reality is, let's put this in order. I'm gonna put Iruka in 4th place. Now, hear me out. I feel like I don't really have to explain this much. He didn't teach him, like, you know, all these advanced techniques. I don't want to take away from him teaching him the basics, especially because with Jiraiya teaching Naruto the Rasengan, right? I would have Jiraiya be above Kakashi, because even though Kakashi taught the Rasen Shuriken to Naruto, the Rasengan is the base jutsu that was required to know to do the Rasen Shuriken. Now, if I'm gonna use that logic and talking about Jiraiya teaching Naruto basics, then I would have to use Iruka teaching Naruto basics as well. But what I will say is, if we're talking about, like, impact of the moves Naruto has, right? Because if Naruto is going to do anything in the show, he needs all the training that Iruka gave him before he learns any of the other stuff we talk about, right? But if we're talking about the impact of moves, like moves that have actually helped Naruto to actually win battles that, like, save the world and stuff like that, like Naruto punching and kicking people was never just, like, alone gonna get the job done. But you know how many times Naruto has used the Rasengan, or how many times Naruto has used Sage Mode or done a summoning or anything like that? So that's why I would still put Iruka on the back of the line. 3rd on the list would have to be Killer Bee versus Kakashi. I'm going to say, I'm gonna put Killer Bee 3rd, and I'm only gonna put Killer Bee 3rd not because he had less impact than Kakashi, because befriending Kurama is supreme impact, but the reality is Kakashi has, like, taught Naruto, like, over a longer period of time and been his sensei for longer, right? On top of teaching him the Rasen Shuriken and teamwork. It's just that Killer Bee is, like, to me, just a moment in time. Like, out of everybody on this list, he has taught Naruto the least in terms of actually being his sensei and actually being his teacher, which is why I was initially shocked to even see him on this list, right? So, as you would know now, Kakashi would be my number 2. Why? Because he only taught him teamwork and he taught him Rasen Shuriken. But like I said, the base for Rasen Shuriken is Rasengan. And who taught Naruto the Rasengan? Jiraiya Sensei, who also taught him the Toad summoning, who also I would credit for Naruto learning Sage Mode and Sage Jutsu. So that's how I would go with this. I would put Jiraiya at the top of the list, Kakashi number 2, Killer Bee number 3, and Iruka Sensei at number 4. Let me know in what order would you place these senseis. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Correct me of anything if I said anything incorrect. Yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.